Did you get it in writing? I can't tell you how many times a week we ask that question as brokers and managers. Did you get it in writing? It seems so obvious and it seems so logical, but yet so many times in the course of a transaction, there are things that occur during the transaction that happen between the agents, whether it's by email or text or a phone call, that should be put into writing to make it part of the agreement, part of the contract, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen. And so I go back to what I just said. Did you get it in writing? Because so many buyers, so many sellers are tremendously emotionally charged in the environment that we're in right now in 2020. And we're finding that people sometimes change their mind a day or two or three later, and they want to terminate the contract. We had a whole flurry of buyer remorse kind of escape clause exits last week, and the first question I kept asking, can I see the contract? What's in writing? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. You see, a text message going back between the agents isn't binding, is it? So if we have an email, if we have a text, if we had a conversation, and that reflects to some degree on what's happening within that transaction, it needs to be entered into the transaction. It needs to be put in writing so that there is a meeting of the minds. I know we all know that, and I also understand that in the course of doing a transaction, sometimes everything's going along well and it doesn't seem like you need to add an amendment or an addendum or a clarification to the contract. But believe me, you do, and your clients will thank you later if you insist on every detail being added to the contract and made part of the agreement. As simple as that sounds, in many cases, that's the difference between getting paid and not getting paid. Thanks for being here. Make it a great week.